Welcome. I'm Sophie Youngs, and this is my Design Studio tool learning video number 3, and the tool is FlowLab.io. First, we're going to review what my game can do so far. Then we're going to talk about creating animation, triggering animation, making the level larger, scrolling with the camera, and how I use all of this for my project. So first, we're going to show you what our game can do. When you go left, he can go right, he can jump. When you go left, he's stopped. He can't go off the side. And when you go right, he just keeps going and goes off the screen. But the camera doesn't follow him. You can't see him. I could bring him back, and I do. So he can jump, and he can play in this area where you can see him. But you want to be able to see him. And we want him to look like he's actually walking, not just sliding while staring at you all creepy-like. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create his walking animation. So we're going to go into edit him, and this is the animation symbol. So you click that, and it says to pick an animation. Well, there aren't any animations yet. You have to create each animation, and you name it so it's easy to understand which animation you're talking about. If you push play here, it'll play the animation that you've created so far, so you can see if you like it or not. And this adds scenes to your animation, and then this can delete the whole animation or the frame for the front in the animation. All right, so we've got this little space span, and if you scroll down, you'll see that there are other options for this spaceman and what he looks like. So this one looks like he's kind of jumping, and this one looks like he's standing, and that one looks like he might be walking and his feet are together and standing looking in that direction. So we're going to play around with this a little bit, and you just sort of pick. So I'd said that he wants to look that way first, and then we're going to step, and then his feet are going to come together, and then we'll step, and then you can play it to see if you like it. Does he look like he's walking? Every time it gets to this scene right here, this frame here, it looks like he's stomping, and I don't really like that, so I'm going to actually get rid of that frame and then push play. But there's something missing, so I think I need to add another scene and do this guy here again, and then push play. And now he looks like he's walking. And we'll stop. The other animation I thought about doing is making him jump. So I will name it jump. And I really only need one. There, he looks like he's jumping out. Ooh, he's jumping. Okay, so now we have programmed him to have these animations, but we need to make the animation trigger when we do something. When we go into our behaviors, we see that we have the guy going left, right, and up. So we want those to trigger our animation. So we need an animation. And we need to flip, and I'll tell you why in a second. And we need another animation. Both of these, if you could see, have already defaulted to the last animation that we created, which was jump. We want up to make him jump. So when we press up, down, the animation will loop. And since there's only one scene, it'll just continually look like he's jumping until we lift the thing up, and then it will stop. Lift the key up, and then it will stop. Now when he goes right, we want the walking animation to start, and then when he goes left, we want the walking animation to start as well. And this is why we need the flip. So I'll show you what this looks like so far. We'll test our jump. Yeah, he's jumping. When we go right, looks good. When we go left, he is going left, but he looks like he's actually walking toward the right. He's moonwalking. So we want to fix that with the flip. So when he goes left, you want it to flip. When he goes right, we want it to go back. And we want it to start. And then when we pick it up, we want it to stop. So then we can test it out again. Right, left, jump. Yeah, and it looked wonderful. And that is creating an animation and triggering an animation. Next, we're going to talk about making the level larger. As you can see, we already started making the level a little larger than what you can see in the blue screen. But you can continue making the level larger by cloning the pieces that you've already created to make the level actually go farther. And I've created this wall over here. Whoops. To notice the end of where that level is going to be. So anything else that I add is just bonus. You can delete things that you don't want. So I have now created my level larger. But like you saw before, when he goes off of this blue area, you can't see him anymore. That's where scrolling with the camera come into play. So you want to go into his behaviors again, find the camera, and go into the camera. Now the left is where it goes. The right is stopped at 13. That is 13 right here. So we've obviously created the level longer this way. So we want to add to it, and you can see the blue line extending. And you want it to extend as far as right before the wall. So it won't show the wall, but the wall will come into play for your character. Now we can test it. And here he's walking. He's a cute little walking astronaut guy. Jump, jump, jump. Now he's got a choice. He can go the hard way or he can go the easier way. Jump. And now he can't walk off the edge of the world. Yay! And that's scrolling with a camera. How I've used this with my project is, I've got my collect the minerals game, and my dog can walk left and walk right. He can jump. And he even has another animation that makes him into a pickaxe to pick through his walls. And as you can tell, the camera follows him whichever way he goes. Then I have my mineral properties game, and my pig looks like he's walking left and right. He doesn't have a jump. I've also animated the springs, if you can see that the spring is bouncing. And you can see the camera follows the pig when he goes up. So this is my game. And these are my two games, and that's my learning tool video number 3.